Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the homestead. Today there isn't a whole lot I can really show you because I don't want to get censored, but today is chicken butchering day. So we will be harvesting, I think there's 14 meat birds that we have out there that we will be harvesting today. It is kind of late in the year. We've got snow on the ground, but it has to be done. It's like kind of like an hour never sort of thing. There's some that are a little bit small, could probably go for another week or two, but it's now or never because it's just gonna get colder and I don't want to be trying to keep them alive during the winter when it's cold. So yeah, I'll just take you guys along for chores this morning, and I might show a few clips here and there of the meat birds. You guys know where my headband is? Yeah, nobody keeps wearing it. I'll just wear one of the tubes, it's fine. Snow on the ground. The kids are definitely excited about the snow finally sticking. What are we at? December 17th, I think that's the date. But I'm not that thrilled about it. Hey, buddy. Good morning. There you go. Get up. Now, since it's winter, hoses are all cleaned up. We are having to carry hot water buckets. But it's only for a few months, right? At least I tell myself to give myself comfort. But I do question, this time of year I question, why do we live in Canada? Why do we live where the air hurts my face? And then there's like this audio that I keep hearing on Instagram, and it's like, because we don't have earthquakes, we don't have hurricanes, we don't have alligators, and I'm gonna add, we don't have venomous snakes, we don't have venomous spiders. We might in a few parts, but overall we're like, we don't have those things. We have bears, but they're further north. Like where we're at, we have coyotes, maybe a few wolves here and there, but yeah, we don't have mountain lions. We don't have bears here, really. We have coyotes and like raccoons. That's about as much of predators as we get. We also have some aerial predators. Like we have a few bald eagles that we see every once in a while. But yeah, that's about it. So I guess I shouldn't complain too much, but the cold kind of stinks. Like, yeah, the cold really stinks. What am I talking about, kind of? So these two ladies, they've got about a month till their due date. I'm just gonna... So she's starting to sort of develop a bag here. And then there's her. She's gonna jump. Watch. So yeah, those two ladies have about a month till their due date. which is a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm a little bit worried about the whole thing, about January babies, but I did know it going in to the breeding season that they would be very early. We're still trying to find a medium. We're still trying to figure out a way, like a good stagger of the breeding so that we can have milk all year round. Because when you, like this past season, we only had the 3 Nigerian dwarfs that were in milk because the one goat miscarried. We were supposed to have 4 in milk, but we didn't. And so it was a little bit frustrating and we didn't have that much milk. So hopefully this year we're gonna have enough and extras, because I like to make soap and I have to be very stingy with my goat milk, and I don't like that because we have 5 kids. So it's like, no, you can't have goat milk today, it's his today. So we take turns having the goat milk. Now I'm gonna go bring some hay to Chuck. Hey chickens, what y'all doing over here? Go away. Hey Chuck. Yeah, get back in your shelter. Get you some water. Yeah, your water's frozen. If you're wondering how we keep our goats warm, they actually do a good job of that themselves. They get a really thick winter coat. Now think wild, think mountains. What would they have for shelter? They would probably find like caves or coves or some kind of wind blockers. They would not have heated lamps and things, so we don't need that either. The only time we will be using any heated lamps is for when the babies are born. Okay, please don't touch me, Chuck. I know you're friendly, but you stink. You're big guy. There you go. There you go. So basically what we do for heat is when we come do chores, we do morning feeding and evening feedings, we always bring hot water for them. That helps them warm up their rumens and helps them get nice and cozy. We also have shelter, right? We have structure and shelter, and this stall that we have in the back there, that is going to be for the baby goats and their mamas when the mamas are in labor. It is totally sheltered from wind, and we are going to be bringing an IBC tote in there with a heat lamp above it, deep bedding, and we're going to be very careful and cautious, making sure we pay attention to our mamas to keep track of when they're in labor. See, I know the day they got bred, so I know when I have to be careful and when I have to be on the lookout. So for those few weeks until those babies are born, we are going to be stuck at home, making sure there's constantly someone checking on those mamas, probably like almost every hour until those babies are born, because I don't want them dying because of our neglect. I want them to thrive, right? So I don't want to miss the birth. While in the wild and in nature, they could do it totally on their own. For the most part, it's winter here. Like right now, today on December 17th, we are at -3 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't do Fahrenheit, so I don't have to know. But yeah, so January gets colder. Sometimes we get into -20s, -30s. So we're really hoping that we'll be able to keep them alive and thriving. So yeah, that's kind of what our plan is, and we're gonna kind of knock on wood and, you know, really hope that we catch it when they're born. Because if they are born when they're wet and slimy and not getting dried off, like sometimes if a mama has multiples, she doesn't have time to clean that baby off quick enough before she has to deliver the next. So if we're on top of it, if we're in here and we're paying attention, hopefully we will catch those babies, warm them up, and if they're unresponsive, we will take them in the house, and we'll probably have like a little nursery section in the mud room for the night, every night until they are bigger. We'll probably, especially if the temperatures are supposed to dip to almost -40, we'll probably bring them inside and keep them warm and bring them back out for Mama's milk in the morning. Now we're on to chicken chores. So we're feeding the layers a mix of scratch grain and layer right now, giving them some extra treats in the cold to hopefully get them laying again. No, I did not do their water. Hey ladies. I did the goat water. Oh, Scout. He's tracking his friend. Okay, I'll get their water. Just a minute. I will. Or I'll help. Just a minute. Here, ladies. So if you're wondering why I threw it just on the ground in the garden. Hazel! No! Go inside. She's not supposed to eat the chicken food. She just throws up. Hey, ladies. Keeping warm in here. Just checking for butt nuggets. And there's no butt nuggets. Hey, ladies. Hazel, no! Hazel, get. No. You don't need to eat the chicken food. You can throw up. Hey, ladies. Come over here. Come on. Come on, chickies. Over here, ladies. Come on. Good chicken. If you're wondering why we put the chicken feed spread in the garden, it's because I want them digging and scratching in the garden and pooping in here. It's for fertilizer kind of thing. Since the garden's been cleared, we've been feeding letting the chickens totally free range. And they've been kind of sticking in the garden and scratching and digging and pooping, which is what I want. I want them to eat all the pests, and I want them to fertilize for the garden, or in the garden rather, not for. So that's it for my chores. The boys are going to come out and do the chicken water, and the girls are going to come out and feed the dogs and the cat and the bunnies. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to warm up, start a fire, have myself a coffee, and get ready for this afternoon when it is time to harvest those chickens. Morning, folks. This is the next day, so I did not get any video of us doing any of the butchering. I thought about it, but then I just decided it's probably best I don't share it, just because I don't want to end up getting censored. But that being said, so my sister and her husband came and we worked together. They brought a few roosters that we had hatched earlier in the spring. Just a bunch of freeloaders, right? So they will be soup bones and used for making broth. But anyway, yeah, so we worked on that yesterday. They got here around 2 o'clock and we were done clean up, bagging the birds and everything by 5. So we had 21 birds butchered in 3 hours, like start to finish. And I think some could probably move faster, but we're helping. The boys were helping with holding them. We don't have any fancy kill cones or anything like that. We literally will hold them to like right beneath the jawbone. Then that, like, you get a really sharp knife and that's where you cut it, and then you hold them just so that they don't take off running after they're already dead. You know, if you've ever seen a headless chicken run, you don't want that to happen. get really bruised. So that's what we did. And it was good. Like, it was kind of cold yesterday. It was snowing, but it was good. We got a lot done, and it was a lot of fun getting all that done. And it's a lot of work at the time. It's almost like a daunting task, but after you've spent weeks raising these animals, feeding them, caring for them daily, to not have that extra responsibility is great, but also knowing that you have healthy, organic meat to feed your family, that's like, it's a good feeling. Anyway, I gotta hurry up and get my ladies fed here. Today is Sunday morning, and we gotta drive over an hour for church, so we're gonna get to it. So the goats have are fed. They have all their hay. I'm gonna quickly, since I'm out here, and I'm usually a lot quicker than the boys, I'm just gonna go feed the meat birds, or not the meat birds, the egg layers. And then I gotta go get my bucket, which was used yesterday for gutting. So I gotta find that so I can give everybody some nice hot water. I'm not wearing any gloves. Maybe I should have put some on. Hands are kind of cold. Hi, ladies. Oh, we missed a rooster. That one right there is a rooster. We missed it. Looks like they found each other now. It's pretty cold out today though, but it will get worse. I'm really hoping and praying for a mild January and February, because we got baby goats coming, so I'm a little nervous for that.